45 ACP+P versus 44 mag. This is going to be a battle of some big bore cartridges. And I've always kind of wondered what we might get if we push a really warm 45 ACP versus a 44 Magnum. Is the extra power of the 44 Magnum really necessary? Is it going to have too much recoil? So to do this test, I'm going to use pretty comparable guns in size, our 4 1/4 inch Smith & Wesson Model 69 and 44 Magnum versus our 5.3 inch Glock 41 and 45 ACP. Our guns are, roughly the same overall size, roughly the same amount of barrel travel, so you get kind of a fair test. And when this gun is fully loaded, roughly the same weight as this Model 69. So for our 45 ACP, it is a 230 grain XTP loaded to +P pressure, and our 44 Magnum a 240 grain XTP, and this is our Hornady custom ammunition. So it'll be really interesting to kind of see what kind of results I get. So I'm going to go through the chronograph, see what kind of velocity and accuracy I get at the same time, and then I'm going to do my 10% clear ballistic test. We have 4 layers of denim, followed by 3 inches of clear ballistics to represent hitting our pectoral muscle, followed by 1/4 inch MDF to represent hitting ribs or sternum, and to more clear ballistics. I'll do a shot with the MDF in place and without it, because with it, it's like a chest shot, and without it's like a gut shot. And then it'll kind of give us an idea of how those bullets might react versus flash versus flesh and bone. So that'll be an interesting test. And then I'm going to shoot from 25 yards at my full-size steel silhouette, just to kind of see what kind of practical accuracy I can get with these rounds. So let's get started with this test. All right, first up we have our 45 ACP+P 230 grain XTP. I'm about 5 yards from the target, 4 yards from the chronograph. Let's see what kind of velocity and overall accuracy we can get with these. 933, 951, 932, 939, 944. So let's try our 44 Magnum, see how that compares. 44 Magnum, 10 grains heavier of a bullet. See how this does. 1290, 1297, 1233, 1236, 1147. That last shot was interesting that it was a lot lower than the rest, but the rest of them were pretty consistent. Let's start our ballistics gel block, see what we get with these rounds. All right, 45 ACP, we're gonna go through our 4 layers of denim, 3 inches of clear ballistics, a 1/4 inch MDF, and the more clear ballistics. I'll do one shot with that MDF, and I'll switch it out, no MDF. So here's our MDF shot with our 45 ACP. Let's try our gut shot now. All right, no MDF, just our gut shot, 45 ACP. Let's go up and take a look. All right, so that's interesting. Generally, the MDF decreases that penetration a little bit, but in this instance, it did not. And we're seeing really good damage for what it is, but we're seeing a lot of penetration. It's a lot more penetration than what we typically want for personal defense. Generally, up until about the end of the first block is where I like to see it. That's about 18.5 inches. But with our MDF shot, we're looking at a penetration of about 24 inches, and with no MDF, we're looking at a penetration of about 22 3/4. I don't think there's really any expansion there. It looks like the plain gel one did not expand, but the MDF one had a little bit of expansion. Interesting. Let's try our 44 Mag now, see how that does. All right, I'm going to do another 45. It's apparent to me I have a piece of wire there that's holding that denim on. I hit that wire with that gut shot round, so I'm going to give it one more chance. Let's go take a look. All right, so there we go. That makes a lot more sense. I didn't realize it at first, but that, you know, I had a piece of wire and that impeded that expansion. So when we're looking at our plain clear ballistic shot, or quote unquote gut shot, we're right at about 18.5 inches. And it does appear there's pretty good expansion on that. So let's try our 44 mag now, see how that compares. 44 Magnum through our MDF, our chest shot simulation. See how our 44 mag does. Wow. All right, no MDF, just our gut shot. Let's see what this will do. Let's go up and take a look. All right, so on that first shot, I heard some weird sound. I'm not really sure what it was, but what we got here for our MDF shot is it went all the way up here and kind of curved up to about here. Our full damage path is about 29.25 inches. With our plain clear ballistic shot, our total damage path is at about 30.75 inches. It does appear that we have a little better expansion with our MDF hit than what we got with our plain clear ballistics gel. We had a slight path intersection right here, but I don't think at that point that's enough to matter. But what we're seeing here is there's definitely a lot of over penetration here. And I see this a lot. Anytime you go with a heavy bullet, whether it be a 45 or a 44 mag, you're gonna get good penetration. So a lot of hunters really like these XTP rounds because they're kind of, whatever that word is, a gradual expansion, controlled expansion, and you get a lot of penetration, but you don't necessarily get a lot of expansion, but you get enough expansion to really do a good job. So honestly, I think either one of these would do pretty good against dangerous animal. Definitely would not use them for personal protection in the city or anything, but these penetrate really well, and that 44 mag is a beast. So let's shoot from that 25 yards and just see what kind of overall practical accuracy I can get it. All right, 45 ACP, 25 yards from the target. You might have saw some jams and mag drops. I've literally replaced everything on this pistol that you can replace to make it run properly. I've even switched the magazine button to the other side so that when I fire it like this, I'm not hitting that button with my thumb over here. Change the spring, change the magazines, and it still runs like this. And I think the issue is that it's plus P. It's 10 millimeter when I convert it, 45 Super. It's too much jolting on this gun because the slide is so much thinner than a Glock 20 or a Glock 21. This thing pretty much only runs with standard pressure ammo. So it's just interesting about the Glock perfection issues I'm having because I've never had any other pistol do what this one does. So 25 yards, see what I can do. Interesting. Alright, it groups really well. Let me try that 44 mag now. Alright, 44 mag. I'm wearing gloves now because I noticed when I was shooting at the chronograph and ballistic testing, there's a lot of extra powder in this round that's not being burnt up in this short barrel, and it's I don't know, it's coming back, it's hitting my thumb, it kind of hurts. So see how I can do it with the 44 mag now. Wow. Okay, I had a jam, but it was user induced. The glove gotta go. It hooked up in that trigger. That's something to keep in mind. You know, they make semi-automatic pistols to fire without gloves, but revolvers, they pretty much don't. So keep going with this. See, I jerked that shot anticipating that. Right. I may have broke that bolt. Now I'm going to go back from 75 yards, because what I really like about heavy bullets is they don't lose a lot of power. They retain a lot of energy at distance. Like if you were to take a 9mm 115 grain and a 45 230 grain, let's just say they both had 350 foot-pounds energy. At 75 yards, 50 yards, whatever, that 45 is going to be significantly more powerful, and that 9mm is going to lose a lot of energy over that distance because the weight's so low. You lose momentum, and because of that, I like to see what heavy 44s and 45s do at distance. So I'm going to go back to 75 yards, see what I can get. All right, 75 yards. I generally do this just for fun, but also, you know, being a long slide 45 auto, you know, some people might use something like this for hunting. So let's just see what I can do from 75 yards. See if I can make any hits. Well, that was it. It decided to auto eject that mag on the last round. All right. Interesting. You know, you got to laugh at stuff like this after a certain point. But 44 mag. Let's see if I can make any hits double action. I am kind of jerking the shots because the recoil is pretty brutal with this particular round. So it's causing me to miss when I jerk those shots in double action. So I don't know if I can hit any double action. Let's see what I can do. Yeah. I'm not able to focus. So what I'm gonna have to do here is go single action. Maybe at that point I can make some hits here. So I think it's shooting a little bit high for me. So let me aim a little low, single action. Oh. See, kind of losing my grip on this. You know, this is a great revolver, and if you use low-end Magnums, it's a great personal defense revolver. When you go to true 44 Magnums like these are true 44s. Not really a good round in a gun like this, and you know, being an L frame, even the case ejection is just not very good. I think it's just they tried to save as much size and weight as possible on this gun. But what we're seeing here, guns aside, ballistic performance, I'm gonna say, you know, obviously the 44 Magnum is more powerful and it's a step above, and you might be good for like a grizzly bears where a 45 ACP+P might not be. But anything smaller than a grizzly, in my opinion, I think the 45 would do better, because I think in a properly functioning pistol you could make more hits on target, and we got almost as good a penetration as what we got with this. So overall I think it's a pretty good round with that 45 ACP. With this is a good round, but it's a little brutal for a lighter revolver. So that's just something I wanted to see, you know, heavy 45s versus heavy 44 mags, or average weight I should say. You know, how would they compare to each other? And we kind of saw. And I think going to a 44 mag might not be necessary for most people. So that's what you get today. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.